Hi researchers, thank you for continuing to use my library hack page. If you're watching this video, you are expecting a tutorial on APA citations and creating an APA works cited page. Let's go ahead and get started. I am back at the JCC library webpage. I've located the electronic resources tab. And today I'm going to show you another one of my personal favorites for doing research, which is NC Live. And it tells you that NC Live is North Carolina's statewide online library service, pretty much a library at your fingertips. This is what the homepage looks like. Of course, if you are here and you're accessing it from the JCC page, it will ask you to enter your username and password. It will take you here. And what I've done is I've already done a sample search on psychology. You can browse by subject, you can search by keyword. If you're looking for articles, if you're looking for ebooks, if you're looking for audio or even video. NC Live has a little bit of everything. So what I did is I went back in and I searched for social psychology. And I went back through and I located an article I wanted to use, and I thought number 29 looked good. So I went ahead and opened that up, and it's going to show me this. And of course I want to cite this. Now, one of the nice things, again, about ProQuest and this database is you can click the cite button over here and it will generate the citation for you. Now, one thing you have to be careful with is that you're using the appropriate citation style and then it is the updated version that you want to use. For our purposes, you could copy and paste this onto your reference page, or you could go back and use that citation builder that I showed you earlier from NC State. I'm going to go ahead and click over here. I am citing a journal article, and I'm using APA 6. So I'm set up there. It is digital. I'm going to go ahead and click that tab, and then I'm going to go over and pull my bibliographic information. I'm going to click back over here. And one of the first things I noticed when I looked at this was that there is no author. Typically the author's name would be listed up here. It just says it was written by anonymous. So what do I do if I don't have an author or I don't have a piece of information for my citation? If you don't have the piece of information, you can't use it. Obviously, you would need to leave that part blank. Typically that doesn't sound like a good idea. You would want to put NA or something along those lines. Leave it blank. Your citation will be fine without it. However, you do need to keep in mind that if you're missing an author and you go through and try to determine the source's credibility, if it's not credible, obviously you don't want to use it at all. I've gone through and determined this to be credible, so let's go ahead with our citation. So if I don't have an author, I simply don't have the author. I'm going to go ahead and skip that part and move on to the next. It's asking me for the article title. Again, I can use my keyboard shortcuts of Control-C for copy and Control-V for paste. Go ahead and put that in there. The journal title is the Psychology and Psychiatry Journal. Once again, I can copy and paste. Volume information. And if I look back over here, sometimes it doesn't give you the volume. Sometimes it only gives you the issue. So on the other side of that colon would be my volume if I was given that. If I don't have it, again, I leave it blank. Put in 175. The year it was published, 2010. Let's locate our pages. Again, if it doesn't have it, we leave it blank. So I can't locate that. I can look back at the citation generated. And again, those would be right in here. They're not listed. The only thing it's asking us then is for our URL. Go ahead and put that in. I'm going to double check everything, double check and make sure I have the digital tab clicked. I'm going to press submit. It's going to give me this citation. I'm going to copy it and go over here. Again, you're using Times New Roman font in 12 point. And make sure everything is double spaced and in alphabetical order. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in. I can change my font. And again, you'll need to go in and do the hanging indent just like for MLA, but there is something that is different regarding APA. And this is where the useful links page on the library hack site can be of great help to you. If I go back over here, there is something called the Purdue OWL, the Online Writing Lab, and it has been sworn by for many, many years to be nearly the standard on sample papers and questions about research and citations. This is located straight from the Purdue OWL, again, under the useful links page on the library hack site. Up here, this is what's called my running head. I have a page number, and this is simply titled References. Again, notice the hanging indent and notice the double space. So what I'm going to do, and usually I like to put my page numbers in last, but for our purposes, we'll pretend like we're done with the paper. I'm going to go ahead and double space this out. I'm going to just move everything over so I have that nice hanging indent. I'm titling this simply References. Always make sure everything's centered at the top of the page. That's nice and centered. Now, Microsoft Word has a lovely addition to where you can simply go to Insert, Page Number. You want it to be at the top of the page, and it goes in the right-hand corner. And what I do is I always type my running head in here. So for our purposes, we'll just call this running head. I'm going to back it up ever so slightly so that everything is spaced properly, just like it's showing me on the Purdue OWL. Put my page number back over here, and again, always make sure your fonts match. This is one thing students typically do not pay attention to. Let's try it one more time. So all your font needs to match, and I'm just going to exit my header and footer tools. And there it is. Again, if you have questions, comments, or concerns, please go ahead and use the form on the home page to request any tutorials that you might like to see next.